We are good. We are live. All right. Let's go ahead and show. It is 6:30 p.m. We will call this meeting to order. And Paula, if we can go ahead and help us out and take care of our roll call, please.
Here.
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 Here. Okay. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if you can please rise and we'll go ahead and do the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right.
Okay, if you guys could see, I love it. I got goosebumps right now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love hearing our children actually reciting that. That's awesome. Love it, love it, love it. All right, we're going to go ahead and move on to item number 4, and this is with proclamations for school studios. So if I can have everybody with that, sir, come on up. This is pretty cool, sir. We're going to go ahead and stand right here. Get everybody right in here. Right in here.
Hi.
This is pretty cool stuff right here. Okay, so I'm going to ask Paola while I'm giving these out, and then we'll actually talk a little bit, and then we'll take a photo together with a council and a special guest, and we'll go ahead and highlight what it's all about. So it's pretty cool. So I'm going to go ahead and give one of these so you guys can follow along. She is actually talking about what the council decided to go ahead and do for you all.
Whereas the city of Laredo, Texas acknowledges on February 25th, 2026, at the Austin ISD Performing Arts Center, a digital design school studio students were recognized as the second runner of film traditional animation winner for their work on Unexpected Companion. Whereas the city of Laredo recognizes out of 125 nominations, Laredo's animation was awarded third place. And whereas the city of Laredo acknowledges the great accomplishments under the leadership of educator Andrew Arthur with guiding the leading the program at state level recognition, and whereas the city of Laredo recognizes seniors Vanessa Trevino, Isaiah Levin, and Rory Wilson for their outstanding work on the nominated film, and whereas the city of Laredo also recognizes Aiden Dresch and Caleb Morton and the seniors for creating the animation covering topics of friendship and social anxiety.
Now, this is where I get a chance to read, and I'll just read over your shoulder. It says, now therefore I, Ruben Gonzalez, by the virtue of authority vested in me as mayor of the city of Lido, Texas, in recognition therefore, do hereby proclaim that the city of Lido, Texas feels that this proclamation is in order to recognize the many accomplishments of Lido ISD's digital design school studios. And it's actually signed for the 13th day of April by the city secretary and the mayor as an official proclamation because of their accomplishments. How about a round of applause? So this is pretty cool. I think, let's see, since we've been around, sir, this is your 4th year going to state, 3rd year. Yeah, right? 4th year. And I remember some of you were part of, we've actually had the documentary portions of it, right? Actually getting highlighted. That was pretty cool. But did I miss one? I think this is our first animation, isn't it? Or is this the second?
Last year she went.
But in the sense of the recognition up and
No. For this right now, yeah, this is the first time.
this is the first time. So this department has not only highlighted themselves with documentaries, but also highlighted themselves with animation. This is huge. You're talking about state. You see the goosebumps? I got the goosebumps, right? I got the goosebumps. I mean, you think about it. Here's Lido, Texas, and we're competing against 200 and something schools out there. Some of them have programs, some don't. But just look at the level and then being able to get to that point. And the challenge, the documentary, and you did a great job too of doing the documentaries is one thing, but then be able to take a message and put it in animation to be able to portray a message and then get it highlighted, that is unbelievable. That is unbelievable. And that is just awesome. That is awesome. So kudos on behalf of all of us and the council for everything that you did to be able to portray. The reason we're also doing this is because you guys have unofficially become ambassadors of our city. You represent us. The stamp is on there. You know, everywhere you go, it's got Lido on there. Okay. And you guys have highlighted what it's all about through your efforts and your dedication of being able to do the things that you actually do. So I think it's a great honor for our council if we also line up in the back and take a photo. But I want to make sure, and man, we can jump. You guys come on up. Come on up. You guys can jump in here without a doubt. But we do have get right in there. I want everybody to show we're going to go ahead and do it this way. Okay. But we do have a special guest, and I got to say it might have been more on us because we might have missed the opportunity to tell Dr. B, hey, this is happening. We've been so busy. So we always do it in a way to make sure that he's always here. So we actually have him right there. So we just hold him right there, and we make sure his face is right there so he comes out of the photo. Yeah, I know. Maybe I'll go like this. How's that? Let's do it that way. Okay. So let's take photos. Okay, let's look in the back first, and then we're going to look to the side. Okay. Let us know when you're done. Okay, now we're going to look at Divine News. Here we go. Now we're looking at you. Here we go. Make it official. Okay, last comment I got. And this is for Mr. Olser. Sir, you're unbelievable. You're unbelievable. You're an unsung hero because I've seen you in action. I've seen you how you guide the kids, you let them, you lead them, and then you provide you're kind of like a goalie. You kind of provide the barriers and you got to keep them in line and be able to do that and be able to produce a highly, quality product that comes out of these kids. You take what is here and you put it in here, and your talents are unbelievable. And we appreciate what you actually do for them, for the school and for our city. So how about a round of applause for Alvin? Okay. I know it's a little bit tight, but parents that are here, if you want to join us for a photo, come on up. Come on up. We're going to get right in here. We'll get right over here. We'll get some in the back. Yeah. Come on up. You guys want to jump in there? Come on in. You'll be right in the front. Come on in. I'll work around you all. Get in here. Get in here. There we go. Oh, we're going to get him in there too. Okay, we got to get Dr. B in there too.
Don't worry about it.
Make sure we can see him. Okay. You there? We good? Okay. So maybe I should go over here. Let's see. Let me get him over here. We'll put him right here, right behind you. I know it's a little creepy, but it's okay. I'll be right there. He's right there. Okay. Got him? And Lori, I didn't see you out there. You get in here.
Oh, no.
Yes, you get in here. Get in here. No, you gotta get in here. Get in here. Get in here. Lady, you gotta take a photo. There you go. You get in here.
It's ready. Just hold it. Hold it down.
You want right there or right here? How about right here? Get right there.
Right next to flat Dr. B.
This
This is good. Yeah.
Okay.
No, because just hold it down. Look through it. There you go.
It's the old school one. There you go. Okay, stand back. Take one with that one too. Let me do that. Do it highlight. Lori, got a good shoe, you know that. Awesome. All right. Thank you. Appreciate it. No, appreciate it. And by the way, the credit right here for this is Lori. Lori helped me out with this. She's the one that helped me out. So we always have him around when we need to. Yep. So thank you. Appreciate it. You guys were awesome. You guys were awesome. Very proud of you. You guys done a great job. Great job. Proud of you. Sir, thank you again. Thank you. Yes. No, get in there. Thank you for everything. You're awesome. Congratulations. You're awesome. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate it. Families, you're welcome to, if you want to depart, you can depart. If you're going to stick around, thank you for everything. See you later. Always good to see you. See you around. Okay? See you. Take care. Take care. Take care of that arm. Make sure you say the task, okay? All right. Good. Awesome, awesome. Our school district is awesome. Love them to death. Oh, good. All right. Ooh. All of a sudden, it got quiet. It always works out that way. All right. Thank you, council. Appreciate that. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. And this is citizens to be heard. Item number 5. This is the opportunity for citizen visitors and guests to address our city council on any issue and any item on the agenda in compliance with LGC section 551.007. City council may not discuss any presented issue, nor may any action be taken on any issue at this time. Citizens to be heard are limited to 3 minutes each. Attorney General Opinion JC 0169. Okay. We have one for the others, so I think we are good. I don't have anybody signed up, but I still need to go ahead and ask for the public comments. Any citizens to be heard? Going once, going twice. All right. Paula, if you can go ahead and put no comments on that, we'll go ahead and move on. Let's go ahead and start taking care of some of our open session, take action items. And we're going to move into A, consideration and possible action concerning approval of minutes from regular city council meeting held on March 23rd, 2026.
Mayor, I'd like to start by making a motion to approve the meeting minutes as presented for March the 23rd, 2026.
Okay, got a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Got a second? Thank you. All right, any discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, all yays. Thank you, council. Let's go ahead and move on to B. This is consideration and possible action concerning the approval of the payment of the bills. Taking care of our bills.
Mayor, I'd like to start by making a motion to approve the payment of the bills as presented.
Okay, got a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Got a second? Okay. Any discussion?
Yeah, I have a couple of questions over it. Came prepared with the page 3 of 20. We have, oh, no, I'm lost on it. We have the water rights. Is that new billing, or was that one we had previously done the last month? Through page 3 of 20, item 01604.
That was part of the 2024 overpayments.
Oh, okay, that's the order. Okay. All right. And then I see Fonterra came through and got us the PC
Correct.
and then the mayor's laptop, which is good. The other item I had a question was page 2 of 20. And that would be regards to the diesel maintenance that was done. Is this part of a contract? Are we required to have this done outside service, or do we not have anybody in our facilities that can do these?
What page was this?
Page 2 of 20. Yes, it's item 00362. That's the diesel service for 88664. So the question is, are we under contract with that backhoe?
Contract with Gates Diesel.
But we're not equipped in-house to be doing this type of stuff, right? Okay. Okay.
Oh, this was on the backhoe.
Yes. Yeah, I was wondering if we were under contract with that.
General maintenance on it and stuff like that, but no, not for that.
Okay. All right, that should be it, Mayor. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Anything else? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, all yays. Thank you so much, council. Let's go ahead and keep moving along. Let's go ahead and move up to item C, and this is discussion and possible action concerning the status of the new elevated storage tank project, CSB number 2024-0804. I think we got Scott and Zach to be able to give us an update where we're at.
Yeah, I'll just kind of kick it over to Scott. I've asked TRC to kind of be here. Scott, as our TRC representative, I had spoken with Craig last week. Obviously, as you know, this project was originally anticipated to be completed in February of this year, or by contract February of this year. It is not, and because of the we were not hearing, not getting great updates on the status of it, and it seemed like it was being pushed back. I had asked Craig to make sure that going forward we would like them to be at our meetings once a month. At the first meeting of the month. So I've asked Scott, I think Craig has asked Scott to be here going forward as the project is going forward. So I'll have Scott come up and give you any updates at this point where we're at.
Come on, Scott. We really appreciate it.
I received a brief update earlier today from the contractor. Brief, but basically they're currently on site. The erection crew's out there right now. They're preparing to coordinate their work items to be able to erect the structure itself. Due to the location of the adjacent houses being very close to where the structures are going, they would like to utilize that grassed island in the middle, separating the two streets, as their staging area for the crane to be able to erect the structure. So there's some coordination that needs to go into that. Mainly, will they be allowed to close the street that's adjacent to the houses next to the tank? And if so, what will be required to do that, and what will be the notification requirements for the adjacent property owners? So those are two items we need to work out. Probably need to get a work plan from them to be able to correctly identify the work items for the scope of the work, to be able to get it accomplished. They anticipate to be out there for another 60 days for erecting the structure itself. So that's what I have to date. Nothing more for unfortunately now.
So
that's
2 months once it gets started, basically.
correct. Yes, and they want to start as soon as possible. Obviously, sooner we can give them some guidance on the street closure and notification requirements. We can go. They can go ahead and get started.
Scott, did you know that why Pete didn't take them today? A copy of the temporary construction easement that was obtained for additional property on the McDonald property that council approved. So they do have additional laydown yard and space. from the
Yeah.
McDonald
Well-
property. So please reiterate that. with them.
Okay,
They
I'll
do
remind
have
you.
additional space on the back.
Oh,
Yeah, that may or may not be enough space for the crane itself to be able to
It may not.
maneuver. Yes, but that's correct. As part of the agreement, they do have that temporary easement in the McDonald property for any construction needs.
Well, just let's get it worked out as soon as possible, just because I will tell you, we've actually had to invest in our old water tower, extend its life a little bit longer.
Yeah.
We were hoping that this would be already done, so we wouldn't have to worry about it. So yeah, the sooner the better for us to be able to take care of this,
Absolutely.
Scott.
And as I get updates, I'll definitely present them to you.
Yeah, well, we'll do it on a monthly basis.
Yes, sir.
I think we're at a point right now that we have to do this just because it's past due and we need to make sure that we're all tracking. And I know the council, we've talked about it long enough. I mean, even on the date, it says what, August 08/04, 2024, when we actually got started
Sure.
with this project and getting it together. So by the time they're getting done, we're going to be at the 2-year mark, right? And then we were supposed to get done earlier than that.
Yeah, we're anxious for it to get completed for the city as well.
Okay. We appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it. Thanks for the update. Council, do you have any questions?
yeah, I have a question for the city administrator. So the overall planning, what ramifications are we looking at or going to experience because of all this delay?
Yeah, so they are currently in liquidated damages. So they are occurring, or they are accruing $2,000, I
Right.
believe, it's 1,000 or 2,000. I'd have to go back to the contract. Don't quote me on that currently. But we are keeping track of that for each day that the contract goes over the timeline from that February deadline. And that'll come off of the ending, whatever that ultimate date is. So,
Well, in addition to that, do we have site work or other parts of this that are pending that are waiting for this?
nothing like exterior from this. It's really
So there's no
just-
additional delays other than the one that we're experiencing here?
No.
Okay.
Other than we had to do, like the mayor said,
Right.
some additional work that we weren't. I mean, we would have had to do to prolong the life if we wanted to keep that tank, but obviously we definitely had to do that because we had no other choice.
Okay. But if it does come to an additional expense.
Yeah.
In the future.
Yeah. Then that's something that we'll work with Austin and figuring
Okay.
out how we figure that in with the contractor and the contract. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Has there been any preliminary work started at all?
Yeah, so there were footings originally placed, but that was quite some time ago, quite a few months back. Obviously, I did drive past last week. They had brought some various equipment out and those kind of things, but the footings were put in place and some ground cover. Yeah, very minimal, but yes.
So Mayor, this is just an update, no
Yes.
action required.
No action required. Basically, and we're gonna be doing it on the first meeting of every month until the project is complete. So keep any notes, Scott, anything that you want to convey, and just be able to brief every month, okay? We appreciate you being here. Awesome. All right, let's go ahead and move on to D. Consideration and possible action concerning the city of Lido water system loss mitigation and revenue recovery through meter installation and system leak detection. Zach, and
Yeah.
You wanna lead in?
I guess I'll do the same thing. I just introduce y'all to Rich and Boo. We have been working with these gentlemen, going through some information regarding our water system and other things throughout the city. And so they would like to give a presentation on some things for you this evening. So.
Great. And we did get a council, just so you know, from the packet, there was a new one and Zach sent it out. So the new one is the one that is here. So if you're looking at the packet, that's the old one. So you might want to pay attention to this one.
Yeah.
I think it would be a lot better
Yes.
for you.
Yeah, based on feedback from leadership, we made some improvements to the PowerPoint presentation last week. My name is Richard Gibbons, and I work for a company called E3. This is Boo Podanowski. Boo is the engineer on the job that's done the report for us here. So what we're going to show you is we went through and did an analysis, a comprehensive infrastructure survey of all the assets the city owns, your buildings, your water system, your wastewater system. And so we looked at all of that. However, today's topic is looking at the water system, right? Not wastewater, but the fresh water. And we did an analysis of that. We looked at the last 3 years of billing, looked at the reports to TCEQ, and did an analysis of that. So we're going to share with you what that looks at. Right now, the city is pumping 177 million gallons of water a year, and about half of that, a little over half of that is being lost. It's non-revenue water, right? So a 20% water loss is considered very good. 50% is very high, right? When we compared how much is Lido billing your average house, right? Compared to say Divine or Natalia or Crystal City or Pearsall, right? So your average is about 6,800 gallons of water. It's what the average family of 3 will use in a month. And Lido is billing about 3,800 gallons on average. So almost about half of what the average use is of other people around here. So is it because Lido's residents are using half as much water? They take half as many baths. They go to the bathroom half as much? No, it's lost water. That water loss is water you're producing, treating, and sending to the residents and the businesses that they're getting for free. And that is a $300,000 a year loss in revenue to the city. So every day you're producing water, You're incurring costs to produce that water, to treat it and send it to the residents, and you're not being paid on it. All right?
Ask a question?
Yes, sir.
Let me interrupt. So what's the time period of that? Are you looking at the complete year? Are you looking what's happened this past month?
We looked at your last 3 years of billing data.
Okay, so you gotta keep in mind that through the mayor's foresight, we were able to find major leaks. So a lot of that was taken care of. So what you may have seen last year compared to what you see currently within the last 2 or 3 months, there's a significant difference. Would that be reflected in your number?
It's not reflecting that number because if you look at this, the leaks are not going through a meter,
Right.
right?
So how
So,
are they being pumped?
right, it's being pumped, true. So there's 3 components to water loss, right? Some of it is leaks, right? Before it gets to your house, there's a, underground pipe and it gets a hole in it and water's going back into the ground. So that's one component. Second component is water meters that are not working correctly, right? And you have old water meters that are inaccurate, right? And the third one is issues in the business process and the billing. We read the numbers wrong or we input them wrong. There's issues in that billing. So the 3,800 gallons average usage, that's what's going through the meters. So that is unaffected by water loss upstream from that, right? It's unaffected by that. So if you correct this 3,800, if we bill people for the water they use, you're going to have an average going through of around 6,800, somewhere between 6,000 and 7,000 gallons on average. That's probably going to count 155 million gallons of water. So there's 30 million or so gallons of water that you're losing to leaks. So we parse that out. Did that answer your question, sir?
And that's would be the most, comparably the most recent months.
So I
What
think,
we're losing.
I think there's 2 factors that they're using, and one is in comparison of what would be the average.
Right.
Because other cities and other places, that's what the average would be. And they're comparing it to what we're currently measuring as an average.
Yeah, and that's what
in
I'm
ours.
trying to get to, the
Yeah.
point of what is current.
So
Like I said, we have identified a lot of the problems.
correct, right.
So my vision is from the pumping portion to what's being built.
Right. So you report to the state how much water you're producing a year, right? So your most current number is 177,755,000 gallons of water for 2025, or whatever that 1 year period was when we grabbed that report from TCQ. So that's the most current one. So we didn't go back and we didn't say, what's the delta between 2023 and today? We looked at how much are you producing today, right? The most current numbers, and then how much is going to the residents, right? And so by knowing those 2 things, I can give you an idea of how much is not being metered and how much is being lost to leaks or fire hydrants being open because your fire department's doing it, or you're doing back flushing, other things other than, right, water that should have been metered because it went through a meter. Okay. These are complex things, right? So I'm trying to make it as easily understandable as possible. But the big thing I want you to walk away is there's a very high water loss, which it means you're providing free water to the businesses and the residents, and it's costing the city about $300,000 a year in revenue. Over 10 years, right? That's over $3 million. Over the life, a 20-year life of a meter, you're talking upwards of $8 million of revenue that the city should be collecting that it's not. Okay, so we have declining meter accuracy. Meters get old and they slow down just like our bodies, right? Now, the city started a meter replacement program in 2021, but at the rate that you're moving, it's going to take an additional 6 years for all the meters to be changed, right? So they changed about 600 meters, a little over 600 meters in the last 5 years, right?
Mhm.
So that delay, because the staff here that's doing it is running a city. They're running a water system. And if they have any spare time when they're not fighting leaks or finding other issues, they're trying to install meters, right? So that delay means a cumulative loss of revenue and deterioration of the system, right? So what we're proposing is coming in and replacing all of the old meters at one time. Over a multi-month period, take all the old ones out, put new ones in. Now, the meters that you have replaced are an older technology called AMR, right? Automated meter read. And what it is someone drives by in their truck, and they have a wand, and they receive a message from the meter as they drive by. So it is an improvement over having to go over there, pick the lid up and look at the meter and read the number off of it, right? So it is an improvement. So, but we're proposing an AMI system, which is current technology. AMR is 15-year-old, 20-year-old technology, and your old meters are the 40-year-old technology. So here's the difference. Your old meters in our vernacular, it'd be like we're working on a typewriter. An AMR system would be like I have a word processor. And an AMI system would be I have a computer. Different technologies to do much of the same work. So we're proposing to replace the old meters and then upgrade the newer meters, the AMR meters, upgrade them to an AMI capability. And that's the meter stays there, but the radio part gets changed.
Do you have an ROI on that?
We do. I'll show that to you, sir. And then the AMI network. So there's three components of this. You have a physical meter that goes into the ground, but you also need a complete IT network because these things are using radio or cellular to talk. And so you have to build that network. And then there's a billing process. There's a business process that goes from collecting all of this data and turning it into the data that the city uses to build the residents, to build businesses, to detect leaks, to do all the other things that AMI can do. So that's what we're proposing. You can do that with no upfront capital without having to pay for all this by passing a bond, right? The state allows you to use the increased revenue to pay for this, right? And it's a turnkey solution. We have the expertise to come in and do all three of those components and produce the results that you guys would be looking for, right? Now, the AMI system, I reckoned it to going from a typewriter to a computer, right? So it does automated data collection. So right now, imagine you have a leak from the meter to your house, you have a leak somewhere. We don't know you have a leak unless you see a puddle of water in your yard. Or more than likely, you get a bill and you look at the bill and you're like, why is my water bill $300? Right? With automatic leak detection and early leak detection, we can detect that on a daily basis. You can detect it on an hourly basis if you set it up that way. It can monitor, and I could reach out and call Councilman Hughes and say, Councilman Hughes, have you been filling up a swimming pool with water because you just used 3,000 gallons of water in the last 24 hours? And if he says, no, I'm not filling up a swimming pool, I know there's a leak, and you can call a plumber. But it'll also tell me if there's a leak somewhere else in the system. So it gives you some operational efficiencies. It provides better customer service, and it eliminates much of the leak loss that you get right now because you don't know until you go out and actually read the meters. Okay, ROI, Mr. Rodriguez. So projected revenue on this over 20 years is $8.2 million in revenue that the city would collect by accurately reading the water that they're shipping out, right? To do this project, for us to come out and install the new meters, to upgrade the old meter, the AMR meters, to build that IT infrastructure and set up I say billing software, but we're really talking about business processes here, right? Think about the difference in process between using a typewriter and using a computer, completely different ways of working. That's what we're talking about. So those are the components of that. That's going to be a little less than $1.6 million is the estimated cost. So a very high, very rapid ROI.
Day two was how many years?
Over the 20 years, over the expected life of the meters. All right, so here's what would happen. If you said, go, Rich, go put in meters, I'm not ready to do that. This has been a preliminary analysis, right? We've looked at and said, here's the opportunity. Here's what the city could do if the council wanted to do it. What you guys would do is you would say, hey, we like that. That seems like a good ROI. It seems like a good idea for the city to correct these issues and stop the water loss and, bill for the water that we're selling. Is you would approve us to come in and develop a project. That'll take somewhere between 30 and 90 days. Boo will come out. He's going to do the engineering of what does that IT network look like? What are the specific meters going in? How are we building that network? What are the business processes and all the software that are going to be layered into all this? So we do all of that engineering, right? Then we come back to you and say, yep, here's what we've come up with. It's exactly this dollar amount, right? And these are the projected savings based on our analysis of your existing infrastructure. And at that point, you guys would say yes or no, we want to do the project. The way the state set it up under Local Code 302 is a lender would say, oh, you guys are going to bring in $8 million of revenue, over the life of these meters. We will loan you the money to do that. And as you put the meters in, you start billing people, your revenue goes up, use that additional revenue to pay for the equipment. Once it's paid for, all that revenue then goes into the water fund to be distributed as the council sees fit. So our request tonight is to approve a project development agreement to allow us to further develop this and bring back a shovel-ready project in the next 1 to 3 months to the council for approval.
Well, we definitely, and thank you for the time, and thank you to be able to do that. We definitely want to make sure if we do have an agreement, we have to go ahead and route it through legal. We have to go through that portion of it, be able to do that. But I just want to make sure, so from our staff, the funding portion, that's in my mind, and open it up, but for mine is the funding portion of it. Have any of you dealt with the strategy of what they're proposing, of how to be able to fund this?
I haven't.
No.
Yeah, because I think I would want to know a little bit more about the lender and how that works. We've dealt with other things, in the sense of being able to put stuff together, but I think it would be good for us to get educated on the type that goes
So,
along with that.
Great. Those are excellent questions. So that's an important one. So during the project development, that's when some funding is secured. So if you have a relationship with a local bank that wants to fund this using Local Code 302 under the Texas Code, you can do that. If you don't have an established relationship with a lender, we have multiples that we have. This is not new. We've been doing this kind of work for 30 years in Texas, right? And maybe it's maybe new to you guys, but it's not new to lenders. So there's a dozen lenders that would compete for your business. So then we would go out and get bids from lenders that want to do this. And then with, council approval, you guys would pick, actually probably Zach and your lawyer would pick like which vendor are we going with? Who's giving us the best rates, right? And we bring that back as part of the project, right? Because we had to do the project, the engineering of that and the funding of it was all one thing.
I have a question about
Yes, sir.
collecting the data. You mentioned, and I think the way we do it with the newer meters we have now, we drive by.
Correct. Yes, sir.
Would that be required for these, or is it some central signal?
Central, right? So each meter is going to have a transmitter,
Mhm.
a transmitting unit on it, right? And it can be radio or cellular. So we'll do an analysis of a propagation study within LIDL to determine which of those is the best technology for the geography around here. But one of those is going to be in there, and it's going to send a signal out. Those signals are going to be collected. A lot of times on the radio ones, we're putting an antenna on top of your water tower and all the high spots around the city to collect data from 2,000 water meters. That data is then collected and forwarded through that network here to your billing clerk, to your billing system, that layered software. Did that answer your question?
Yes. Would there be multiple receivers?
Yes.
We are building on the other side. Of the
Correct.
highway here.
Yes, sir. And the advantage of the AMI is then now if you add residents, somebody comes in and puts up subdivision, you can add to that and then just tag into your existing AMI system. Once it's put in, you're not adding extra work to your staff to have to go read more meters.
And that leads to my second question. If you've been around LIDL, you know that we're building quite a bit here. So you would factor in X number of additional units as we build houses and require new meters, right?
Right. We wouldn't build the system so that you couldn't expand. Like I wouldn't have Booz say, okay, we can put 2,000 meters on this network and then that's it. You can't build any more houses in LIDL. That would be foolish because we know they're going to grow. Like you guys are in a growth area.
My question is if we say, okay, we have 20 new houses that need meters, bam, get them out here. You guys would.
If you've run the water lines out there, right, you're gonna have to extend water service to those. Then you just we just put the meters in and we just add them to the existing system. We just have to buy the meters that are compatible with
What's
what
the meters in?
for
The new meters as we build.
as you that's up to you. Right. So I'm doing this project, but I'm not selling you future growth, but you pay me now. So if you ask me to come back and put in meters, I will. But if you're 20 new houses, right?
I think the scenario would remain the same after this project. If let's say this project moves
We would have
forward-
so many on stock and our guys would.
Correct.
Right.
That was my question.
Yeah. You're going to have a bench stock at the end of this
Okay.
because you'll have some problems. Somebody will get hit by lightning or there'll be a problem and we need to be able to swap that out. So you'll have a bench stock of meters and be able to order more
Right.
and then be able to tie those in. If your staff needs help, then we'll be able to provide that help.
Oh, that was my
Okay.
question. Thank you.
Just one final question, Mayor. So this AMI is reporting and monitor only. You would not be able to remotely stop or shut down a meter.
We can add remote start and stop. You can. There's an additional cost to do that because you're
But
physically,
initially, it's reporting.
we-
and monitoring.
it's reporting and monitoring. We did not add the remote start and stop, but if that's important, it can be added. It's not going to raise the price much, and it certainly still provides I'm going to go on a limb because I don't know the exact number, but if we added remote start stop, I think it would probably come in at 2 million, right? It'd add, three or 400,000, but it wouldn't double the cost, right? So we can get as fancy as you want. In this case, we were just looking at what is a scalable system that provides the most bang for the buck.
Well, Mayor, I mean, this is definitely something to look into. What do we need as far as today?
But I think what we need to do, I mean, in a sense of being able to authorize the city administrator to continue dialogues with them so they could go ahead and take a look. I think it's important for our staff to get educated on the funding source. I think that's important for us to be able to do that because we want to make sure that whether, hey, can we use the loan to be able to do that? Is it something that we need to consider for next fiscal year? I think the council needs to have all that on there. And then the other portion of it, since there is an agreement that needs to be signed based on your services,
Legal.
without a doubt, you guys are going to be doing it. So there has to be some sort of agreement.
Agreed.
I think that needs to be forwarded to us and to the city administrator to also get it through legal for us to go ahead and review and say, thumbs up, this look good, this looks good, this is the option. I would include, based on the comment, I would include the option of the remote start and stop. Throw it in a sense, put it separate. Here's option A, option B. If you have option C, you come up with something else, put it out there, put the money so we could actually take a look at it and try to figure out. I know right now, and we've talked about it right now, there is a little bit of tightness just because we got so many other water projects that we're taking care of. But if there is a source and it seems based on, our financials, it seems like, hey, we can actually afford this because of the increments and how it's going to work. And this is going to be able to fund and get it started. Yeah, definitely. As long as we actually have some sort of agreement that goes along with that.
So here's what we would request. I agree with everything that you said. We would ask for council approval. We've been working for free all of this time for well over a year. So we would ask for a commitment by council for a project development agreement, right? There will be a pending legal review and approval, right? So there's, we're all in agreement on that. We are not going to, there will be a small break fee in that. Explain what that means, because now we're going to get serious about the engineering in terms of getting down to the details. There's more work to be done. So we're asking for a commitment from the council to say, yes, we would like to do this project. It makes sense. And during that process, we're going to explore the funding. If council comes back 90 days from now and says, no, we've changed our mind, we're not going to do the project at all, we're going to ask you to pay a little bit of our engineering cost, right? But if you go ahead with the project, like, hey, we're going to do it now or 6 months from now, and we're going to move ahead with the project, then at that point we do final project approval. So very clearly what we're looking for is a professional services agreement, a project development agreement, pending legal review of that and approval of that.
Can you define little?
$50,000.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, $50,000, and we've incurred. It doesn't matter. Within, our costs are probably going to do $300,000 to $400,000 of engineering costs to develop the projects, something in that range, and then deliver it. So we consider that nominal in a $1.5 million job.
Before we commit to something like that. We need to make sure that we, on our side, understand everything that's involved here and whether or not we can support this. But 50,000 is not, it's not changed.
I agree. It's not, you're right. It's not chump change, right? It's not pocket change. So all that is our professional services agreement is this council saying, this seems to make sense for our city. And it's something we'd like to further develop. If you're not there, that's okay. We won't do a professional services agreement. And then at the point that you're ready, then we'll do that. We won't continue to develop the project at this point. Certainly I'll educate staff or you guys if you have questions about what we've done so far.
I'm just concerned at what point does the motion make it binding where we have to pay a certain amount?
When-
Right.
It would not be tonight.
Well, yeah, you're saying that if y'all decide to move forward in the future, we'll look at the agreement and you can. move the plan.
So we need the motion worded in a way where it basically addresses that issue.
So the first
I would
question,
think If y'all want to table this tonight, table it, and we can look further into it and come back. So
That was my suggestion, to find out more, but I know you guys are ready to do some work. So,
Yeah,
I don't know.
and
Mayor, I think we need to-
it's you guys actually
I
decisions.
think approving an agreement would be binding of that.
it would be. Yes.
Fine For the
For the,
recouping part of the engineering piece, if y'all decide not to. move
Correct.
forward.
That's correct.
More work done.
Yeah.
So, and that's up to y'all. We'll commit to that.
Zach, how comfortable do you feel at this point?
I mean, I would
Do you
say,
need more
I would say
information?
either tabling it or just authorizing myself to continue working on, and coming back with the agreement if we can come to that.
Can we table this until the next meeting
Yeah.
and have a better?
Sure.
I think they're not available next meeting, but
No, that
whenever
would be
we
fine,
all
but
can.
the numbers could be given.
Yeah.
Well, we can do a motion authorizing Zach to pursue more information to bring back. to
Yeah,
us.
that's fine.
I think that's a good way
So-
to go.
So here's, I want to make sure that you guys, because you guys have put some energy into this. I just want you to understand. I think the whole council just listening to you guys, we are interested in something like this.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, we are. I think where there's a little bit of hesitation is with the money and how that is all going to be the financials, right? So
understood.
that, I think that's a portion that we need to kind of work out. I think it would be appropriate just listening to everybody to be able to make a motion for us to allow our city administrator to continue the discussions with them. So we can go ahead and get the documentation, get the numbers, get all that stuff that needs to be done.
I'd like to make a motion for the city administrator to get with
E3.
to further investigate and bring back to council at a future meeting the items discussed.
Got a motion on the floor? Do I have a second?
Yeah, I'll second.
Got a second? Okay, any further discussion?
Should we put a time frame on the motion, like within 2 weeks or months?
Well, that's it for the next meeting. It's on my motion.
All right.
We'll do next meeting back on the next meeting.
You all have the water.
We have the water
Let's
What's the May
do,
one?
let's just keep it open,
Okay.
okay? Because I don't want to rush through something that, the agreement, if they're gonna be, we need to have that reviewed.
Yeah,
So,
we can always bring it, when it's ready. we'll put it on.
yeah, at the appropriate time. So we're gonna empower him to go ahead and continue the discussion and at the appropriate time, bring it back to the council.
And I'll amend the motion.
You amend the motion? Okay,
Yeah, I second.
okay. So Austin, is that fair?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Any other questions?
Now, I like the fact that the realized revenue is on paper. And that's the most promising part of it. And if we are truly losing what you presented here, the city can just turn it around and start making money on it. Hopefully before 20.
Yeah, we don't want to frighten you. We're not Luddites. When we heard about the electronic meters and listened to that and what the advantage would be, we said, yes, let's do that, and we moved it. And so you're giving us an improved project here.
Oh, so you did AMI on your electric meters? Is that right? Is that what you were telling me?
No, I'm saying when we moved
Oh,
from our,
oh, got it.
the old meters to
Yes.
the ones we have now.
Yes, yes.
We thought that was a good idea and we pursued it. And we did it.
It was a good idea.
We're
Yeah.
not resistant to this. We just need more information.
Understood. Right. Happy to provide that information, right?
Okay. All right, with that in mind, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, Zach,
Council, thank you very much.
thank you
Thank
for
you.
your time. Appreciate it. All right. Cool. Okay, council, let's go ahead and move on to E, consideration and possible action concerning resolution number 26-21, a resolution of City Council, City of Lidle, Texas, approving the terms and conditions of an engagement letter by the audit services by and between the City of Lidle, Texas and Brooks Watson and Company PLLC for the fiscal year ending September the 30th, 2026, providing for incorporation of preamble, authorizing the mayor to execute any and all documents necessary to effectuate such an agreement, and providing an effective date.
All right, Mayor and Council, it's just a engagement letter re-engaging Brooks Watson for the fiscal year 26-27 budget for their audit services. Resolution for that. Pretty simple.
So I see there's just a slight increase from last year. This would be their second year.
Yes, this would be their second year. Yes, sir. Yeah. We original when we went out for bid, just to kind of clarify. So when we went out to bid, we had the option to kind of take the max of potential for 5 years, but we only engaged 1 year with them. Yvonne and I talked about it. We had talked with our previous auditors that we had used prior to Brooks Watson about, and this will come at a later date potentially. There's a new audit requirement for impact fees that's coming down or has come down the pipeline. And we had intended to work with that group on because it has to be different than the auditors. The state made it where the two auditors cannot be the same that work on impact fees versus your normal auditing firm. So because they were doing this, so the idea was that we would re-engage Brooks Watson for another year, for this. And so that's why this one is on here for another year. So just to kind of give a little background of why we're re-engaging them for another year. So.
And you were able to work with this?
Yeah, we worked pretty well with them. I mean, there were some little things here and there. We've clarified some things. I'm hoping that it goes a little bit smoother now that they know our processes a little bit better. I've had a recent conversation with them as of today, even, and so yeah. So yes, sir.
Is there anything that we can put something on here that if they don't deliver by a certain time, that there might be accountability? This is
We
the
can
reason
definitely-
why is, so on here, and I understand we did the transition. This is a year, but here we are, we're in April
Mhm.
and we're still waiting for us to
The
be
final
able to take
report.
care of that.
Yeah.
We had to execute an extension on it.
Yeah.
On here, on the letter that they have, they
Yes.
state that they will do it by March, which is the appropriate time to do it.
Yes.
So, I don't know, council. I just feel that we should actually hold them accountable for that. So if they don't, there's got to be some sort of way to be able to, we can't just rely, well, we're going to extend it because we have an agreement. So, Austin, is there any way we can actually put something like that on there?
I mean, I don't see why not to be up to the services contract with the auditor.
Yeah.
Whether they would agree to that or not.
I mean, this is their engagement letter. So I mean, I think if we kicked back something saying we wanted language added to this, I don't see why we couldn't kick back something. I mean,
Worst case scenario, they refuse and go back to y'all to either take it as it is or look at it.
Or look for a different auditor, which we would have time to be able to still do that.
Yeah.
So
Yvonne, what do you think? What do you think?
I would like to see it done before the end of the year, but
yeah,
that's what I'm used to.
yeah.
I know, and honestly, on here, they actually, I mean, we have, but by policy, it's 120 days, right?
180.
It's 180.
180,
Okay.
which would be the March.
Yeah.
Yes. So,
So-
which they do show on there, but I agree. I mean, we've had that conversation.
But
So
I
yeah.
think we're supposed to get done in a certain period.
Yeah.
And then they're supposed to bring it into our department heads to review.
Yeah.
And then be able to get the preliminary draft and then present, right?
Yeah.
So according to this, it says issue audit report in March.
Which would be really the report to y'all. That's the report to y'all.
That's in front of the council.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So if that's the case on there, then I think we need to figure out some way to hold them to a fire with that.
Okay. Well, if you want, if that's council's desire, I think Austin and I probably can come up with some language that we can add and kick it back to them and table this one for tonight.
So that year-end audit work from December to January, is that the month where the department is?
Well, that's really like the year-end audit procedures. That's really more like with
Yeah,
us
yeah.
and Yvonne and her staff.
So the department heads would get it done before March. Now, technically, March, it could mean the second meeting in March.
Yeah.
And it's okay, honestly, but they should be able to get the first look at it before it even comes to us, right? Or the council. But we just need to keep it on the time. I don't want us to fall into, there's going to be an adjustment because their time. So I think we got to hold them liable. So,
Do we take no action or do we take?
I think if it's okay, we can table this.
It'll come back to y'all later this month and that'll give us time to do their auditor. It should be relatively simple.
It's a pretty simple language we can come up with. I mean, expressing the concerns. I had talked with them earlier today about the concern. So, I mean, they know it's coming. It's not anything that's going to surprise
So
them.
we table it for really the next meeting?
Yeah, it could be the next meeting.
All right,
Yeah.
I can make a motion on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think motion that we table resolution number 26-21 until our next regularly scheduled meeting to allow the city administrator to get the wording correct.
Okay. Got a second? Okay. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Oh, yes. Okay.
Thank
And then, Yvonne, use your expertise too. You guys discuss what would be a appropriate fine that goes along with that. Okay. Or financial, whatever it is. I wouldn't say fine. It wouldn't be a fine. It would be just more of with,
Reduction
A
of administrative
penalty
bill.
of some
Or
sort.
work similar to liquidated damages, just describe.
Yeah.
Where some not on time, it's either discounted payment or
Yeah.
some kind of shit came up in price.
yeah.
Yeah. We'll come up with something.
Yeah. And they may have, for all I know, they may already have. some, but-
Yeah.
But he sent us.
Yeah.
Mhm.
In the past, we started and then we were right on time. Everything was good. And then all of a sudden, here we go again. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, let's get it back up where it needs to be.
Yeah.
And stuff because we need it. We need to close our books. We need to get everything done.
Yeah.
We can't stretch it out. And I get it if there's a little bit of material from us, but sometimes we're waiting. I'm making an assumption, but just on past experiences, we're waiting and waiting for them to do the thing, and then all of a sudden, hey, I need all this stuff, and it's like last minute. We need a crunch time and everything, and it should not be that relationship should not be there that way,
Agreed.
especially when we're taking care of it. So, all right, so all yeas, and we'll go ahead and move on. Zach, you got that one. We'll put
Yes,
it.
sir.
Let us know if we need to put it on the next one. You're ready, or what we need to do. Ideally, it would be great for us to do that. Okay, F, consideration and possible action concerning process of impact fee adoption and appointment of members to the Lido Impact Fee Advisory Committee.
All right, so mayor and council, so we, as you may recall, we've been working with Cobb Finley on developing our CIP, reworking our impact fees, the capital improvement projects, as a part of the impact fee changes that have happened. So the legislature changed some things in Chapter 395, which of the local government code, which is what governs the impact fees, and all the rules and procedures for that. So just to kind of go over some basic things of what there's a advisory committee that's required for when cities have impact fees. So when you adopt impact fees, you have to have an advisory committee that reviews that. I'm not sure if we did before. So, but it's required to have a minimum of 5 members. They are appointed by y'all as the governing body, and it's a majority vote by this body. The representation has changed from the last time that y'all would have adopted the impact fees. So now 50, it used to be most cities just would have adopted their P&Z. That was very common back in the day. So now, though, 50% of the members have to be representatives of the development industry. But they don't necessarily have to be residents of the community. They can just be kind of representing development at large, right? But they can't be employees or officials of a political subdivision or governmental entity, and you also have to have a ETJ representation as well. And then their role is obviously just like P&Z, that they review and they make recommendations to council. They do not actually have a true vote of any kind. And what they review is land use assumptions, obviously the CIP recommendations, the impact fees themselves, and then now is this new requirement that of an audit. So we will have to have an audit done of our current impact fees, how those were used, any of that kind of stuff. So we'll engage an auditor on that, figure that out, and they'll have to review all that and then make an overall recommendation to y'all as a board. Been working with Cobb Finley and obviously looked at some individuals in our community and came up with the individuals you see in the data sheet as a recommendation of members who are willing to serve as members of this committee. So Brad Boyd as a realtor who fits that development kind of standard. Mike Vasquez, who is a resident, doesn't fit the development standard, but as you recall, he was the one that wanted to potentially serve, and I thought it'd be good to get him involved. Obviously, as he removed his hat from the ring, and be a great opportunity for him to kind of get himself involved in that. Andy Rodriguez, who is an engineer / surveyor, fits that development industry standard. He has done some stuff with Lytle Farms and Lytle Estates. Caleb Beck, who will serve kind of in that ETJ representation, but also on the development side as the Texaco development, and that's the data center development in the Bexar County portion. And then Roger Cruz, who is out in Saddle Ridge, who has attended a couple of our council meetings in the past and stuff and has been involved. So as just another resident. So again, just a minimum of 5 members, but this is who staff kind of called, and they are all willing and happy to serve on the committee. And so we are recommending these members to serve in that. There'll be about 4 or 5 meetings for the remainder of the year. They'll review these things and they'll meet with the engineer, myself, and we'll have these meetings and then ultimately bringing stuff to y'all for the impact fees as we have stuff. So
Any additional help? Anybody want to join us from the audience? Be part of this committee?
Just remember, I got to have 50% from the development community. So anybody we add, I got to make sure I have.
Yeah, I know.
So Roger Cruz is actually
Yeah.
District 4.
Yeah.
So with that said, I'd like to make the motion, Mayor,
Okay.
to approve the process form
Yeah, I think does the Impact Fee Advisory Committee, I guess. Yeah.
Process for impact fee adoption and appointment of members of the Vital Impact Fee Advisory Committee as presented.
Okay, got a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
You got a second? Okay, thank you. Any further discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, all yeas. Thank you, Zach. Thank you on the
you.
work on that, so we can go ahead and take care of requirement that needs to be aligned correctly.
Yes.
Make sure that we got that taken care of. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to G, consideration and possible action concerning requests from Pape Dawson on behalf of LGI Home Texas for a 6-month extension of the preliminary plat approval for Rosewood Estates Phase 2. Zach.
Yeah, so this is the second request by Pape Dawson. This is just an additional 6-month extension for phase 2 of Rosewood Estates. Just looking for an additional 6-month extension on that phase. Obviously, every intention to still continue to build that section, but they would just like to get further along in phase 1. I will tell you they are continuing to really build in phase 1 though, so I imagine that they will get through pretty quick as long as this continues to build out phase 1 pretty quick. I mean, they've pulled probably in the last every month, I think 12 each month they've been pulling permits. So yeah, they're really starting to get in stay busy. Yeah. So just another 6-month extension on this one.
I'd like to make a motion to approve request from Pape Dawson on behalf of LGI Homes Texas for a 6-month extension to the preliminary plat approval for Rosewood Estates Phase 2.
Okay, got a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
Now,
Got a second? Okay, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All yeas. All right, awesome. Thank you. Let's go and move on to H, consideration and possible action concerning authorizing the city administrator to close a certificate of deposit account ending 6931, certificate of deposit account ending 1757, certificate of deposit account ending 1138, and certificate of deposit account ending 5717 at Lido State Bank with funds totaling $5,497 with 64 cents, 1,047 with 24 cents, 26,993 with 64 cents, and 12,964 with 88 cents respectively.
So Mayor and Council, with our renegotiations at Lido State Bank, these are the 4 CDs that we agreed to, or Lido State Bank agreed to close and move into the new money market account that they created. And so we're asking that these 4 be closed, and as soon as they do, then we will move those over into that account. I will note that all the other money has been moved into that new money market account from TexPool, as well as the infrastructure account has already been moved over as well. So this is the remainder that needs to be moved over.
Mayor, I'll make the motion on this. I move that we authorize city administrator to close the certificates of deposits mentioned in the agenda item for the amounts mentioned in the agenda item. As soon as possible.
Say 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it 4?
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe throw on there 4 certificates.
Right. The 4 certificates deposit mentioned in the agenda item for the amounts also mentioned in the agenda item.
Okay, perfect. You got a second, Richard? Okay. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, thank you, council. Appreciate that. Let's go ahead and move on to I, consideration and possible action concerning geotech report finding and repairs at the community center.
All right. So if I misspeak at all on any of this, I'm glad Scott's here for this meeting. So because they're the firm that did this geotech for us. But really, what came of the borings was kind of promising, I guess, news is that it's not as bad as we thought at the community center. It looks like that it's more of a drainage issue and not necessarily a foundation issue. That the soils that the community center is sitting on are kind of naturally letting the foundation kind of give and take with the foundation. And so trying to find a way to kind of allow the water to move away from the building when we do get water, so that way it's not seeping down into the soil next to the building, would be the best options. And then they said that obviously watch it over time to see if that helps any with that. And so I wanted to bring the overall report. Hopefully I didn't misspeak. It's a pretty good summary, Scott. And then kind of see, because obviously I still think there is some roofing issues. We know there's some general leaks. I think I wanted to probably get the company by that we had the PD roof done with to take a look at that. But then other than that, wanted to see if council wanted to move forward on just some general aesthetics and stuff like that over there, if truly the foundation is fine. So I just wanted to kind of have a conversation about that.
So the reason that we were looking at the foundation is more because we had the cracks on the ground, right? On the
Yeah, I
tile.
think on some of the walls and on the brick face, there was some areas. And so we had a concern. I think Matt had originally, when he was city admin over here, he had a company come by, a foundation company, and they had done and gone by and given a quote. But it was, from my understanding in talking with the engineer, it sounds like a foundational company will go by and give you a quote regardless, and that's why we wanted the geotech to come and say, okay, what truly is going on, right? And so then that's why we did what we did. Was it, Scott, you want to come?
Sure. Yeah, the board 30 feet, 3 bores around the perimeter of the building. Generally found is pretty standard Texas soils. The soils contract and expand with the temperature changes. Moisture changes.
Said all the soil around here could be similar.
Correct, more or less, yeah, more or less, especially around the community center. Yeah, so what they found is instead of focusing on the foundation itself, is trying to find ways to mitigate the water intrusion underneath the foundation. So that they noted that the downspouts discharge the water into the immediate areas around the building, and they're recommending to extend those out past the building a little bit further, or connected to an underground pipe somehow. The depressed areas around the building that are resulting from the water coming down, fill those in, grade away from the building, or even extending the sidewalks up against the building too. So a few different options to consider. That they think that'll be the best approach now, as for short term, to see if that helps. And
But we probably need to do that before we start doing any kind of.
correct.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So how do you address it? Do you do like a self-leveling epoxy or concrete, or because what this is only going to do is the foundation part of it, which is the framework, right? But if you go into the community center, the floor's all cracked. It's splitting in different locations.
Yeah, I think you're gonna have to take all that noise out.
And redo it.
That's what I'm wondering. If you can't
And
put
they'll
self-leveling
actually,
type
yeah, they're gonna
concrete
have
or
to level
something.
it, they level and then they put the new, whatever flooring.
Whatever we
Now-
decide, whether it's some.
So the question is why reinforcing the perimeter of the foundation of it, the outer foundation of it? Are we gonna still see cracks coming in the?
The idea is to
flooring?
once we start getting the water away from the building itself, it should help mitigate any future expansions
Okay,
or
so it
or
should
damage.
be-
Correct. And then obviously, as you guys monitor the condition of the floor itself, if you guys see anything more occurring, even with the improvements proposed in the report itself, then there may be other issues.
I can
too.
easily tell you, and Richie, we've been around, Pete, we've been around. We all know how much water goes between those two buildings.
I mean, I was just up there working a deal Saturday night, and there's not a lot to do with walk around, but you can just, anyone untrained eye can see that there's low all around the building.
So, but that middle area is the one that needs to be relooked at. Both buildings and the back doors have had water come in, right, Pete? We put sandbags. So I think if we can figure out between the two buildings, I think we might be able to,
Pick it underneath the ground, take it out somewhere.
we gotta get it out. And I hear there's a gentleman over at Public Works has done a pretty good job with piping, huh? Been working, but honestly, I think that's the one area. If you go in through the inside, you can see where the water had come in at one point and it got to a certain height. So depending on how much it comes in, but that area in the middle, just we got to dig it out, redesign it, figure out some way to flow the water out underneath the sidewalk. Honestly, we can put a pipe underneath and bore it and push it out to the street. All that could actually run down. I think the other way to the church, it's uphill, so I don't think you could do it that way. I think it would need to go down the other way. And besides, you don't want it in the back because that's where you drive. You end up with a lake in the back portion of it. So we might as well.
Like even this, there was a lot of water standing Saturday night over there in
That center area.
that center area, well, and then in the back there, I mean, like, that much.
Yeah.
Kid, I mean, the whole drainage thing needs to be looked at over.
So we need to figure that out.
On the roof, is it structural damage or is it just?
I don't know. I don't know that anybody's really looked at it. I was, I mean,
The
that was
foundation has
me.
moved that much or has moved.
I know that I know when we've had the person that goes over and cleans after, and she's noticed after a rain or various things that we've had little leaks coming through and stuff. So I don't know if it is structural. I'm not sure. So I would say those are probably the two things that.
That
we
and
need to
definitely the
address.
annex, the kitchen area needs to be completely remodeled. So I don't know what you're looking for today, but that's a lot. of
I
stuff
just
that
wanted
needs
to
be
make
done.
sure, like, which direction we wanted to go. Obviously, I think the drainage, it sounds like, and we'll do the roof. Let's get the shell of it right fixed and before we do anything aesthetic, right? So.
I think we have some money already designated for all this.
We did.
So I think what we can do is once again, allow the city administrator to proceed with fixing the drainage, getting that taken care of, and then getting the roof quoted to go ahead and do that. And then once we get the roof, then we can actually work on the inside.
And
So-
living only a few hundred yards from it, I can tell you it's very well utilized.
Yes.
Are we gonna be able to do the drainage, changes ourselves, or are we gonna have to bring in a company to do that?
I mean,
That's rather special.
combination.
special.
We can look at it and see. I mean, yeah.
But I mean, we can do a lot of work and not get it just right.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
not help ourselves.
Yeah.
The
No,
pipe,
agreed.
the pipe going underneath design, I think we might be able to to get it.
That would do it.
Yeah, that would take care of it. But in between the buildings, I think we probably need to get somebody because you have the AC units in there.
Yeah.
So we got to be able to figure to
Yeah.
support the concrete pads for the AC units and
Yeah.
at the same time be able to level
Yeah.
it to where.
They might have to raise
But
them up.
they do need to be right.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
I had to do it in my house. They put another pad under.
Yeah, so I think we probably need a little bit more expertise to go ahead and do that.
Okay.
So,
I think this geological report is very fresh stuff. It was excellent report.
Yeah.
Awesome.
A lot of information.
that was good. Okay, so anybody want to go ahead and make the motion?
I make a motion that we, direct the city administrator to, consider how we're going to pursue the drainage issue and the roof repair issue on the community center and bring, information back to us for approval.
Okay, got a motion on the floor? Do I
In
have-
addition to any other items. In addition to any other items he feels.
Yes, and just any other items that might be found,
Yep.
that need improvements or repair.
I'll second that.
Got a second? Any further discussion?
Mhm.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Oh, yes, okay. All right. Okay, I gotta ask, is it me or is it warm in here?
Yes.
I need to figure out. See, the AC is like,
We'll give it to-
It's humid. That's.
know what's going on. For this one, it should be that. Should be this one in the front. So check the one in the front over here. Because the one in the back actually controls that back. Maybe I should open this door. Oh, yeah. Feel it?
Oh, yeah.
Did you feel it? No,
Yeah, right away.
no, I can, you just feel the coolness in there. All right, let's go ahead and continue on and start with the department heads or department reports. The department heads reporting. First one, Animal Care and Control Department report. Melinda.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I will be giving the report for the month of March. So here, let's see. Okay, so we have calls for service at 46, trap set was 4, animals euthanized 1, animal surrender 3, animals returned to owner 3, animal intake 11, that was pretty bad. Adoptions 5, animal count was 28 dogs, 7 cats. Currently, we now have 18 dogs and 6 cats.
You have how many right now?
18.
18 dogs, so it's dropped.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's dropped.
good.
Yeah, we've been busting our behinds.
Good. Thank you, Melinda. That's awesome.
So March 6th, we had 4 dogs transferred to the San Antonio Humane Society. March 13th, we had 1 dog transferred to San Antonio Humane Society. March 20th, we had 3 puppies transferred to San Antonio Humane Society. And March 25th, 3 dogs transferred to San Antonio Humane Society. So they've been helping us a lot.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a good relationship there.
Let us know
And-
if we need to do to help you with that relationship. Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So the next picture was supposed to be after events, but we have our little mobile station at the Lido Music Fest on the 21st. And there's a picture of Mr. Zach and Mayor and one of our dogs, Rosie. She ended up getting adopted. So
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome. Where'd Rosie go? Locally or?
yes.
Oh,
yeah.
that's
She
awesome.
went to a good family.
Rosie was nice.
Yes, she was. And then for events, we had March 7th was Dragonfly. April 3rd, we had Easter adoption event, which was canceled due to rain. But we have another one coming up, hopefully for May, for Mother's Day. So,
We're gonna be out there this weekend.
okay. Alrighty, so upcoming events, we have May 1st, Career Day at Lacoste Elementary. May 9th, we have Dragonfly. And of course, we have, we're talking about Mother's Day adoption event. So that should be pretty cool. And that's it.
Let me go back to the events. Zach, there's something that we found out. I think maybe we had Animal Allies also helping out with.
Tomorrow, are they coming tomorrow?
No, it's too last minute.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we'll probably schedule something for later on.
But it's gonna be like once a month, right? Or
Kind of
twice
like
a month?
Dragonfly, but they only provide vaccines and like the rabies vaccines.
Yeah, and they're from Atascosa, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no spay and neuters because that's
Yeah, so
yeah,
Dragonfly does all
strictly for
that,
Dragonfly.
but we're gonna have from Atascosa, it's a vet, right?
Yeah.
That is like a mobile vet that is gonna come here and it's gonna provide services like with shots and different things at a reduced price, right?
Yes. Yes, and
So
they're
it's pretty cool.
reasonable.
We should be getting the information. We'll be pushing it out through social media and other places.
They'll set up over there.
Like the animal control.
That way they have
Yeah.
access to the bathroom.
Yeah. So
Yep,
should be
that'd
good.
be good. And this, I'm the one that texted you from that other phone number. So now
Oh,
it's
okay.
me. I was asking him. So I'm asking for a photo so we can put out. So just to highlight, so
Okay.
Melinda, this week, I think we get a chance to honor you all and what you do. This is Animal Control Officers Week. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
So this is the opportunity. So you see them out in the field or anything, give 'em a pat on the back,
Thanks.
thanking them for what they do, taking
Thank you.
care of stuff, all the way around.
We have
So
a good team, so thank you.
yeah, you do. So send me that photo tomorrow.
I
Everybody
will.
shows up, so I
Okay.
can push it out on social media. Okay,
I'll do that. Thank you.
that'd be good. Thank you for what you do. And council, you have anything? Nothing.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. All right, Cassandra, library. Woohoo! Here we go.
Okay. Let's see. All right. So we had 192 computer usage for the month of March and 111 on the kids. And we had 1,495 in checkouts. We have our new ebook app. Finally, it's called Cloud Library. It's part of the eRead Texas. So it is free for them to use. They just download it and they had to transfer like, I want to say 20,000 titles from the other one that they had. So it only had like 100 books in there originally, and then now it's got more. So
Awesome.
So do the previous users need to come in and
It's the same process as the other one. They just use their library card number and their phone number to log in. Yeah, they can, we have it set up on there so they can do that. So you're welcome. We had 8 new accounts and 34 account renewals, and April made 25 library cards. And we're still doing this. The craft with us is actually, it differs. Sometimes they come in the morning and sometimes they come in the afternoon. It depends because if the kids are there, it makes it difficult for them to sit up in the corner. Okay. And there was our first duck decorating contest. The winner was the one in the middle, the little sparkly, and then the second runner up was the one on the very first one.
The butterfly.
The butterfly, yes.
Yeah,
So
pretty cool.
yeah, really nice.
Pretty
We had
cool.
61 people come in and vote, so it was pretty good for
Oh,
first
that's
time.
pretty good turnout.
Yeah, for
Alright.
first time. Okay, I had an Atascosa County meeting in Charlotte in March, and then a library director meeting in March in Pleasanton, and then we had training on the Cloud Library app, and then I attended the conference in Houston, and I've completed the annual report. Now I just got to get a signature on it. So, but it got submitted.
How's the conference?
A lot. It was a lot. We walked a lot. That was the whole thing. You know, it was either get in the car and drive somewhere, but they had booked several things in it that was going on. The Astros game, then the men's basketball for the college was going on. So it was chaos to get out. So just walk everywhere. It was just easier.
There was a lot of people.
Lots of people. They overbooked that area for that particular time period. So it's just like, okay, we're just going to walk and forget this, you know. So I think we walked probably 25 to 30 miles in those days that we were there. Wow. Just walking places. And then we're like, okay, we need to go sit down for a little bit. You know?
Interesting.
Yeah. We're still working on this. We were almost done with the team. We finished the fiction section. So we
Yay.
just need the nonfiction and the audio, and we'll be done probably by the end of May with those.
Oh,
And
good.
then the only thing we left is just the reference room. So
We're gonna have to celebrate, Cassandra.
it's taken 6 years. We thought it was going to do like a 1-year project, and it took us 6 years.
We
I
gotta
know, but still,
celebrate.
we thought it was going to take less time,
I was
but
like,
because
woo.
yeah,
We got a
anyway,
little celebration.
it's okay.
Let's rent
We're-
out the
we're getting
community
there.
center before.
No,
we
it's
start
all right.
improvements. Get
It's
in there,
okay.
throw a
We're
party.
good. We're still offering the curbside, and then this is the calendar for the last for March. And then these are displays. So that one was Barbie and Mario on the top, and then the bottom one, Irish American Heritage, and then the left one, I think it was craft, and then women's history and Texas history. And that's it.
Always something going on.
Yes, that's about it. Oh, and then when I was gone, well, actually last month for story time, Emma came and did story time. The kids loved her so much. They said, "Can she do it all the time?" And I said, "She's in school right now. When the summer comes up, I'll see if she wants to do it."
She really wants to do it.
The kids really reacted really good to her. I was so impressed with that. So we're gonna see if she can do it in the summer as well. So.
We
That's
keep
right.
hearing, I tell you, there's a lot of folks that are stopping by and they're seeing what you guys are doing and what you're doing, Cassandra, and top notch.
Yeah.
I mean, and the best comment, I know I'm dating myself, but the best comment is that these are parents that are saying the library feels like my library, like when I was a kid.
Well, we try to keep it.
So kudos to you. Keep it going, keep
Thank
it
you.
live.
Try.
And I think that's what it's all about. It's a center of community, being able to get together. That's
Okay.
good.
Any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay. All right.
Let us know. We're gonna
Thank
throw a
you.
celebration when you get done, okay?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, we gotta do one. We gotta do a celebration. This, woo, that'd be good. Talking about celebrations, we got Pete.
Yeah, let's celebrate.
Let's celebrate. You came back all fresh after a week of vacation. Jump right into it.
Other way.
You went the other way.
Make the book.
Yeah.
We had 12 new meters installed, which was at LG Homes,
Yes.
LGI. No main breaks. That's a good. We had 13 replaced meters. Replaced service lines, 0. Angle stop, 0. Meter washer, 0. We had 1 service leak. Customer leaks, we had 3. We had 42 rereads. We had 5 new customers and 7 final. No source stoppages, no customer source stoppages. Miscellaneous work orders, we had 4. There's that. That the chart? No, not that one. And there's our water usage for the month,
So 41.
41.
That's really good. Oh, gotta wait.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Authorized, new authorized amount, month, and total since January. Very nice. The next chart. Oh, that one.
Too fast.
Look at that.
Yeah, but I want to make a comment on that. Thank you for the chart, the graph. I like that.
I'm viejito. I'm a little
The
bit.
gentleman that just stood up is responsible for getting this done,
Very nice.
along with the city, obviously. But that map up there that he's standing right next to, that was the hard work done right there. And it looks like we're gonna average about 45. Now, this is water pump. So it's also an important factor, but it gives a good visual of how we're doing.
I mean, look at it. I mean, this is unbelievable. You guys have done a heck of a job. Heck of a job. And keeping and responding on time and taking care of things, not waiting.
Yeah.
This is really good data. So I know we had somebody and it's more concentrated on the meters, just trying to get as much revenue because we have old meters. But this makes a huge difference in the sense of being able to do that.
And as presented in the previous item, that's lost revenue.
Yeah, so this is really, really good. So and we got a few more projects that we're working on. I will tell you, here's the deal. In the old days, we would do connections and we were out there trying to make it happen. We actually told people that needed to connect companies to develop hot taps. So we literally took a hot tap, a 12-inch hot tap into a 18-inch pipe. No water loss, very minimal. Where in the old days, we would literally, it's like, okay, ready, go. Then we're out there fighting it and trying water everywhere. It's like instantaneous. So when we do projects like that and we're actually doing it right, I mean, that is awesome.
And based on what you said, Councilman, if we average about that 45, we should, I mean, I'm not gonna go only good, but we should be
Below.
okay,
Yeah.
where we won't have to pay or buy or lease.
Yeah.
And then with the efficiency of the new meters that we're looking at, it's only gonna get better.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We got a few more projects to do, so that'd be good. So we protect our water, be able to do that. Just to, think about it. And this is with the pump. So imagine what's going to happen. Do you want to, are you going to talk about what we're doing in June or is he going to talk about what we're doing in June?
We're going on
yes.
vacation.
Yeah, he doesn't know about that, so I
Yeah.
Oh, Pete, you don't know about it.
He
Okay,
doesn't
we'll
know
let
about
Pete finish and we're going to tell everybody.
I can tell that after.
Yeah, it's great news too. It's good news.
Yeah, wait for Richie first.
That's
And that's the hot tap.
There you go.
That's that 18-inch.
Straight in, protected that. If you guys remember, it was the pipe underneath this one that had the geyser, right?
Yeah.
That we literally had a river walk in Lido. Right? It was going down Main. That was 3 years ago? 2 years ago. Three. So at least three.
One down there by the Trumpet Fair place.
Yeah,
Shooting up the
yeah, it was
sky.
straight up. It was like a
Yeah,
geyser.
we thought it was this one, but
Yeah, nothing on this one.
there's a guy doing the tap.
I know. It's 18 inches. It's the biggest pipe we got. And zero loss. You see any water under there? Well, that's a little bit.
It's just
but
a
I
little
mean-
bit. When they do the tap, it shoots it out.
I mean, they didn't even get past the boots. I
No.
mean, honestly.
No.
These guys have been in there like up to here. You know? That
There it
a
is, all
beautiful-
connected.
Yeah, that's beautiful right there. That is beautiful.
But those hot taps, they stay in there permanently.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very secure and it's stable.
And then that's the SER plant. That's the one that's coming out of,
When did they do that?
was last week.
Oh, because I saw mud now, right?
Yeah. I
It
saw-
says mud, but now they got to resurface it
They
again.
got base down right now.
Oh, they
They're
got
throwing
base?
right now. Yeah, they're throwing base right now.
Good. And then they'll put asphalt.
Yeah.
It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome. So,
Yeah.
and that's not only for
And
us,
it's
but
gonna
for everybody in attendance too, and the council. This is also going to be the secondary emergency entrance and exit, which is a huge thing for that area. And for our public works, because whenever we had the creek over, they couldn't get to the water treatment plant. If they need to do that, now we're going to have another way to get into it. So this is awesome. This is good stuff. Oh, there we go. You got to love this.
Good stuff there.
And it's not the fun stuff right there.
That's the lift station in the LGI. That's a bunch of that twine
All that
that was
got coiled up.
clogging up the pump, and they wouldn't pump the water.
Not bueno.
No.
And there's 2 pumps in there, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. There you go.
Yeah. But
Yeah. Pete, you guys are doing awesome job. You guys, even last night, just so you know, we had to go ahead and babysit one of the booster stations just because we wanted to make sure we had it went fine last night, right?
Yeah.
So,
the
but they
curtain was out.
put that little extra care too, just to make sure everything is doing appropriately. But Zach, you got something?
Just real quick before Richie goes. So in June, so the guys that were here earlier in their presentation, originally they were going to talk about leak detection, larger leak detection, like system wide. And I know we've talked about that before. We had them shelf that because we actually it was a guy in the sky, I guess. Mayor and I got a pamphlet in the mail, and Texas Rural Water Association, who we're members of, we got a little pamphlet, and they actually, as members, at obviously a discounted rate, they have an offering where they can come in and they offer leak detection, right? So we called them up and said, hey, what would that look like, right? Come spend a week with us. What would that look like, right? So yeah, so we talked to the guy, and for fraction, honestly, of the price, so we scheduled it in June, talking with him, and he's going to come in and sit with our guys. First day, kind of get a lay of the land, figuring out the system. They have multiple ways of kind of detecting kind of GPR, as well as some other options that they have. And so I think it's going to be great. Looking at the ends of our system, kind of like coming very early in the morning to figure out temperature wise, all that kind of stuff, to really figure out hopefully some ways that we might be losing some water to areas that, because we know our area is kind of sandy. Things are we're not seeing some of these leaks, going into the ground.
Even though we're doing really good,
Yeah.
we want to just make sure that we take every variable out of the place. So they got these cool tools, Pete. You're going to be impressed, man. They got these cool tools. They put them on the valves,
Yeah.
and just by the sound, and they use AI, they can actually monitor the flow, and they could tell when at like 3 to 5, when normally it's supposed to be up, they can check the flow, or if there's high flow at a certain way. He said he's getting new equipment that is thermal.
Yeah.
And that's where the temperature comes in. So they actually will walk the areas that we want them. And with this thermo, they don't have to dig or anything. And they can actually detect if there's a leak based on the temperature that they notice on there. So
pretty cool. So they're coming like mid-June to do that. And we wanted them to come before we do the booster station project too, before we add a new variable to anything going on in the city. So yeah, so we're adding.
The suggestion would be to try to keep that date that they come out as confidential as possible.
Sure.
To keep things natural, untouched.
Yeah.
You get my gist of what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
no, so this is going to be the one we just want to, before we do all the changes, we got the booster in July, and then we got the water tower, hopefully is up by August. That's what we're hoping for. So, we get everything taken care of. We should be all done, by the fall time frame. The 12-inch should be done, all the major projects that we actually have, we should be taken care of with the water side. And that way we can let it all settle. We have more accurate numbers and everything. And that way, when we if we do anything with the water meters, when we do things with the water meters, then all the other variables are taken care of. And now we can see if how much of a difference we're starting to notice if we actually do something like that. So it's really good. So we appreciate everything, Pete. You guys have knocked it out of the park. So, and the drainage, you guys have done a great job too. Thank you for that. All right. Richie, welcome back too. Woo-hoo.
Okay, what we got here?
This is good.
So March of 26. 242 calls for service. Everything else on there pretty normal. Public roadway accidents 5, private property 13. Alarms, again, residential alarms have almost basically gone away now. I guess they peaked probably 10, 15 years ago even. Business alarms still. A lot of those, it's just one business that ends up having trouble, and you'll get 4 or 5 alarms before they get it fixed. So
The cool thing with residential alarms now is now that you get the app, so
so a lot of
you
people
can
are
turn it
not.
off from, if you accidentally open it up.
Yep. And a lot of people are monitoring it themselves as opposed to, paying for a monitoring. And so, it's kind of interesting as your billing checks. 282 citations issued, speeding again, the primary one. No, actually motor vehicle registration and then speeding. I expect to see once they do the deal in Bexar County where you've got to have the emissions, I expect to see a lot more unregistered vehicles that can't pass because the emissions testing. That's of course been in the Houston, Dallas area for many years. When it happened in Dallas, everybody registered their vehicles out at their cousin's place out in Van Zandt
Oh, so you
County or
think they're
wherever.
bringing them down here?
No, what'll happen is since a lot of our population we deal with lives in Bexar County and they're going to be subject to the emissions testing, they're not, it's going to definitely put a lot more vehicles that are not able to
Oh,
get
so they're just
registered.
coming into town to
Yeah,
sell
yeah,
shop,
yeah.
and
Yes, sir.
They're going to be not registered.
Yeah. You're just gonna. I think you're gonna see. That's my gut feeling. It'll take a while for that to fall in, but I bet. I mean, I pretty much bet anything that's going to happen. But there's your pie chart there with kind of that. And arrest. My gosh, these are. I got new glasses. I'm supposed to pick them up next week or this week actually. DWI, driving license invalid, failed ID, unlawfully carrying a weapon by a felon, drug possession, DWI, theft. It's HEB shoplifter. Driving license, felony warrant, drugs, warrants out of Mason County. That was a guy who just turned himself in. Thefts, we only had a beer theft at Dollar General. So it's kind of interesting. Burglary, we had a burglary vehicle at HEB Plus, some clothes and hand tools. It's kind of an odd theft, actually. And then they did break in the Hacienda Hala Cents, and a small amount of money that was out of the cash register was taken.
Where was this at?
That's the one where the owner passed away.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, and then some forged checks and a fake $20 bill, which is not too bad. Special events, we did some escorts. We had some, we did some school. We had the TML Safe Police Vehicle Operations training over in Elmendorf. I sent 5 people over there. And then 3 of us went over in the afternoon for a First Amendment auditor class. Went to Almere Police Chiefs meeting, Matt and I. Bus escort, Police Chief Foundation training. Matt and David went to that as part of a certification program they're in. Courtroom testimony, that was a class the Medina County DA put on for free. I had Samantha and Paul over there. And we guys show up at the walkathon at the primary. Masonic Lodge had their breakfast, which was nice.
Is there good attendance?
Yes, I believe so. We actually, when I was there was a guy from Castroville, sent an officer.
Oh, good.
Not as many, I sent a lot of emails and reminders, but it's everybody's got something to do. But Castroville did send an officer, and then David and I went to a first aid and CPR refresher certification. What happens? That me or y'all? And then another bus escort, and then David and Matt went to police chiefs conference down in Corpus. What's going on there? Transportation building. Matt's working on that project for the school. We had a fire at the HEB Plus. We responded to that morning. That was in the generator, I guess. No, the transformer
There's a transformer.
Yeah, we thought it was a generator initially. That's what the call came in. But yes, a transformer. That's a big deal. Diamond Labs certificate of occupancy, certificate of occupancy on the Tejas, well, or inspection on the food trucks. 702 Tejas bought another food truck.
Another one?
Yeah, they bought a big son of a gun. I mean, I think they're out there at Rowan or something, you know, so I think they're out there too. I think they have a big deal out there. And then a sprinkler system at the primary. We went up there and did that. And we had a small fire behind the PD. Actually, we had 2 small fires behind the PD we responded to from the welders up on the water tower. But we had an excellent response time, one time under 30 seconds, one time under 45. And it was an old-fashioned response because we were eating lunch and we heard somebody yell, fire, fire, fire. And I thought it was somebody joking around with us, you know, and then it wasn't. But anyway, it was fine. So,
Did the guy know that he was doing that from way up there?
I don't know. I mean, I'll be honest, it scares me to even look at them when they're up there. I mean, you know, when you see them guys up there and then they were going to supposedly cut a hole in it.
Yes.
And then they were commercial underwater divers and they dove in there, you know.
Yeah.
And it just, you know, it just scares the heck out of me. So I don't even like thinking about it. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure those guys make $20 an hour. Anyway, criminal cases filed. We had Atascocita County Attorney's Office, 6 people, 6 charges. District Attorney's Office, 2 people, 2 charges. None with Medina. Assist other law enforcement agencies outside the city limits. Where is that? That's odd. I wonder if we dropped those somehow. I don't know why they wouldn't be on there. Let me see. Did I miss them? Oh, there it is. He just recopied the thing. Hold on. Let me go back. He just didn't do the tab. I'll get that fixed. I'll go back again. Hold on. Let's leave that one out because we're gonna go back to that. Background checks and all that. We had how many? 12 of those. Background records requests, those kind of things. We had mental health detentions. We had 2 of those, which is not bad. And then 1 trip to evidence. And no trips in March to DPS. That was nice. And assisting outside the city limits, MCSO, the disturbance in Twin Lakes. Bear County looking for a hit and run driver. So we run up the interstate looking for that. ACSO, the rollover accident that was on the interstate. Suspect involved in theft on Fox Run, assisted them. That's out there off Dustin River Ranch off of not Granberg Road, but Hoffman Road. I'm sorry, Hoffman. Yes. And then assist Bear County with a subject resisting arrest in 18300 block of 35. So not a whole lot there. And then we ended up with let me see. We ended up with 45 hours of overtime, which that should be our last. I think this month we close out on Thursday and we're going to be about 4 hours overtime. So we've had just so many people. As you can see, we had 64 hours vacation, but 137.75 sick and 41 of personal. So that's about 180 plus about 60 is about 240. So 240 hours of leave officers were out. So anyway, but it looks like everybody that was sick and we had some paternity leave, I guess. I don't know what you call it. Anyway, we're back to kind of normal, I'm hoping right now. We do have some people scheduled for vacation, but you know, that's okay. So that's kind of where we are right now.
I'm going to cover a few things in a little bit.
And it did rain and we didn't have any leaks. So that was good because we replaced the roof, but we really haven't had a rain like we had a week or so ago. So that was good. Now I need to get in there and we'll replace some tiles I didn't want to replace them until I knew it wasn't going to leak. You know, I mean, that's what I normally have done for years at places I've had. When I had the business, I'd always replace stuff. And then anyway, and we advertised. We went up with an applicant. We're going to re-advertise maybe in a couple of weeks. You know, we're just that's kind of been a tough spot for us right this moment. But you know, it's not us. It's everybody. Okay.
Council, anything?
No, thank you, Richie.
I'll talk a little bit about you all here shortly. I'll be able to do that. All right, council, let's go ahead and move on to item number 8, and this is informational items. So go down this way. Paula, anything? Nothing. 8. Then back. Anything we need to announce? Anything we'd like to share? Anything at all? Nothing.
Haley had her theology on tap this past Friday. Went very well.
You got it live.
It was live, and it was
Yeah.
part two of her the story behind bars. And as a nun, and the next one is gonna be May 1st.
Okay. Cool.
And we posted Facebook.
Bueno. Anything at all? Nothing. Okay. Let me go ahead and go through my list. Special thanks to PD, Public Works, and David for coverage and actions during the huge rainstorm that we had 9 days ago. That was a lot of water in a short period of time. You guys did a great job. Thank you for taking care of everything, being able to highlight that. But we really appreciate it. We knew it was going to come down, but we didn't realize it was going to come down that much in a short period of time. I think we ended up, certain places, I think the lowest was 3.5, but we ended up with a few spots where 5 inches. And then towards Twin Lakes, they were more around 6 inches of rain that they got over there. So a lot of rain in a short period of time, but you guys knocked it out of the park and being able to take care of that. I want to say thanks to PD, Public Works, and Robert for being part of our statewide testing and monthly testing for emergency systems. We were required here recently, council, to test everything and then report back. Everything went perfect. All of our sirens went off. Our testing with the radios that we actually have in case we lose cell phone, everything went through. Richie had the designated testing with the texting to make sure that we sent something like emergency, and we had multiple places receiving it, and that worked out well. So that worked out really good. The one thing that did come out of this is we had more people that were asking to get signed up for it. So I know Richie's sending information, and we'll be sending some additional to get some more folks to sign in so they can get it on the text and stuff, be able to do that. But it went very well. So I appreciate everything, being able to do that. And Robert, just because he stepped up and he's our individual that helps us out transmit on the repeater that goes out on the little FMRS radios. That works out. The little walkie-talkies that you can buy out of Walmart. So that works out really good. I want to say thanks to Renee Ibarra and Stephanie Moreno. Renee Ibarra, during the time that we had the storm, Renee is the one who was on a dash cam, was driving and saw where we had our power outage on Main that caused us to lose the power on Main that affected the third phase for HEB. And they had the video. So I want to give a shout out to him. And then Stephanie Moreno, because she was the first one that reached out about the flooding over on Bend City Street. And then you guys responded right away to be able to take care of that. So a little shout out to them for reaching out and passing on the information so we could get it out there. Thanks to Public Works for working on Adams Street and Houston Street flooding. You guys have done a great job. We just continue to do the little tweaking in here and there. Here recently, doing a trench that should have been done a long time ago. I think that's going to help keep the water flowing in the right side of the street to lessen the effect on those neighbors. So kudos on them. They've actually have saved us a lot of money. We didn't know, but we had a lot of talent doing some of that. But Mike was a little bit quiet, but he is awesome. He knows how to be able to take care of that. He's done it in many places. So we're using that talent to help us out with that area. So that's a good thing for them. I want to say a special thanks to Rowan for the donation to the fire department. Rowan right now is under construction. It's under the county. Eventually in the future, they'll be under the city. But in the meantime, they felt compelled to actually make a donation to our fire department. So the donation was $300,000 to be able to help them for the next 3 years. So they donated $100,000 for each year for the next. So that'll help them out with manning. That'll help them out with some equipment and stuff that they need to take care of. And there is accountability. They're required to produce a report that goes to Rowan, so they actually understand how the money is being used and utilized. So just to be able to close the loop with that. Easter egg hunt. We went from an Easter egg hunt to a fiesta egg hunt. It's going to happen this Saturday at 9 a.m. It's going to be a shorter window, so please pass the word along. We already posted it, but let people know it's 9 o'clock. Register 10. We're going to go ahead and go. Tell the kids to go. We put them in different fields. We still all the 27,000. 27,000 eggs, and quite a few of them are right there. So I kind
Little League is trying to have like dinners and stuff too. So I mean, there's gonna be a lot of stuff going on.
Oh, the Little League is going to
Yeah,
do something else?
They're doing stuff too. So there's
Oh
gonna be a lot
my
of stuff going
goodness.
on.
Watch out. Watch out. Now, don't go through those. I know there's some eggs in there. Are they the ones also have the Little Caesars coupons or?
Those have something on them.
Oh, they have something else. So,
So you say they have a lot of things going on.
Little League.
The Little League.
Little League.
Little League,
Yeah, so they adjusted their schedule to allow us to do it because it would be playing already. So they pushed some of their games, so we'll be able to knock it out really quick. But we're hoping by 10:30 we should be done.
10:30 we should be off.
We should be done and off. It doesn't take that long. Once you said go to the kids, it's crazy. If you guys want to help out, please show up. I would probably say set up at 8:30.
Yeah, I plan to be there between 8 and 8:30. We should be going ready to go. So okay.
I have an engagement.
No sweat. But if you guys want to join us for the fun, come on over. You get to see it. We can let you escort a whole group of kids into a field, line them all up against the outfield, and say go. Oh, there you go. You got somebody.
I think we already have.
Is there any
somebody-
kids in here? Shh, don't say anything. We got kids in here. You know, we don't want to say who it is. You'll be able to have a little bit of fun. It'll be good. Reminder that I think the 24th, the city hall is going to be
City
closed.
Hall will be closed.
So we did this in preparation because we have staff that are involved with their kids. The 24th of April is a Battle of Flowers parade.
Right.
Our band is performing on that, so that we have a lot of volunteers that'll be going down to that. So the council, if you remember, we approved it. It's an opportunity for us to be able to do that. So pass the word along, let people know. The 24th, the Friday. So not this Friday, the following Friday. Okay, be able to do that. And our folks keep getting more busy too. They keep getting asked. I want to say thanks to One Act Play. What a great run. They made it all the way to area. Just a great year for them. They did a really good job. Stay tuned for next year. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be, it'll be good.
They have a very young theater group. Right
I
now.
know. Yeah.
Looking forward to good something.
So that's gonna be pretty cool on there. Congrats to Jalen on powerlifting. He went to state and he placed 6th in the whole state, 6th place in state in his weight class. That is awesome. That is really cool. So congrats to him and the whole family. Got to see Chase Guevara in the All-Star game yesterday. Him, just unbelievable being able to highlight our community. Did a great job. Started a little bit slow in the first half, but then he took off in the second half. And he did a great job representing us, without a doubt. And then Chase and Seth also got highlighted on the Express News as all-star players, too, for basketball. Chase will be graduating this year. Seth, he'll be here next year. And his brother is coming to the high school, and his brother's another good basketball player. So along with others, we have other good. So I think it's going to be interesting just to be able to see that. I think we have one more game for our girls softball team. They have, and it's a very young team, just like we have the One Act Play. So I think it's only one senior graduating. So plenty of years to come with growth with the girls. I think they'll be due, but they'll play Honda tomorrow. And then depending on what happens out there, they're either do make it to the playoffs or it just stops. The season actually stops on there. Our track team is doing awesome. They actually broke 2 school records in running times. So they're going out there just knocking out of the park. They're going to Jordanton this week on Thursday with their relays. It's pretty awesome. I tell you what, one of the relay teams that when I was watching them and the way they were sprinting, I was like, yeah, these guys got some legs. I mean, we have a pretty good chance to advance. It's going to be pretty good. Along with that, to advance, our boys baseball team is doing outstanding. They haven't lost a district game at all. And I think they said the stat at the game, they have scored 148. Their ratio is 148 to like 40 something to their opponents. They've been winning games by 10. This game ended early because they won by 10 runs and they stopped the game. So they're doing good. Now, I will say this is a year to see them because almost the whole team is graduating this year. So we're going to lose a lot of baseball players. We got some great ones coming, but we have a lot of good players this year. So if you get a chance, they're playing tomorrow, and they still got 2 more district games, and then go on that. Birthdays yesterday. If you didn't get a chance, it was Zach's birthday. So he actually had a little bit of fun with that. We had Rogers on the 15th, we have Rogers on the 15th, and then we have Ronnie's on the 21st. Just to kind of reflect on that we actually have. Right? Anything else that we need to mention? Last minute stuff. All right. Let's go ahead and move on to item number 9. And this is executive session. The City Council, City of Lido may convene in executive session in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act, Texas Government Code, Section 551.071, consultation with the attorney, and 551.074, personal matters, to discuss and consider the following items. A, pending litigation with TCEQ. B, legal concerns regarding Nueces River Authority desal efforts. And C, employment, evaluation, reassignment, duties, and discipline or dismissal of public officer or employee and city administrator. So let's go ahead and take show that we're going into session. It is 8:31, and council, if you can please let's meet it in the back. Hey, thanks for doing the purple outside too. Appreciate it. We're gonna keep it for all the month, right? Yeah, that's awesome. All right, so let's go ahead and show. Right now it is 9:15, and we are returning from executive session. No action taken. In the back, item number 10, discussion and possible action regarding matters discussed in executive session. This is for us to say if we did have an action we're going to agree upon out here, but we have no action on that one. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the time again. And it is still 9:15. Do I have a motion for us to go ahead and adjourn?
Mayor, I'll make that motion that we adjourn.
Got a motion? Second? Okay. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Thank you so much. 9:15. I think we got some food in the back. All right. Austin, get some food.